The performance of Bant Nadu at Pro Tour MH3 has put it on the short list of best ever modern PT decks. It's better than Hogak and other recent decks for sure. It may be better than Eldrazi Winter as well. Saffron Olive posts on Twitter, and he also says it's kind of hilarious how problematic Nadu's design is. Somehow it managed to be overpowered like Hogak while causing super long non-deterministic combo turns like eggs and also having major tracking issues. Any of these things is bad, but all three on the same card, ? And there's a whole Twitter thread on this. Recently, we had the MH3 Pro Tour in Amsterdam, and Nadu Winged Wisdom came out on top as far as win rates go. 58.4% win rate at the Pro Tour on the Bant Nadu, and then 4-color had 55%. And then this is kind of funny because like everybody was talking about Nadu. Everybody expected it to do well at the Pro Tour, and this is not a Pro Tour channel. This is more of a Commander channel, but this just goes to illustrate the idea that Nadu Winged Wisdom here is a very problematic and overpowered card. And the purpose of this video here is to discuss whether or not in Commander they should bring back Banned as a Commander as a potential answer for Nadu and others such as Braids, Emrakul, Arayo, etc. And so let's just read off the commanders that have been banned in Commander full stop. There's no longer a Banned as Commander list. So here we have Braids, Cabal Minion, Emrakul, Aeon's Torn, Arayo, Soratami Ascendant, Golos, Tireless Pilgrim, Gristlebrand, Iona, Shield of Emeria, Leovold, Emissary of Trust, Lutri, Spellchaser, and Raphaelos, Llanowar, Emissary. And of these, Lutri, Iona, and Gristlebrand arguably are probably not going to be built as commanders so much. Gristlebrand perhaps, but especially Lutri and Iona not typically would be built as commanders. Emrakul, maybe not. That one probably be fine. But Golos for sure was kind of the big bad. This one and Braids were the poster child of Banned as Commander cards because they kind of, well, for different reasons. So let's just go to the list here. So we have the Commander ban list. Oh, here we go. Here's the reasoning. So Braids, Cabal Minion, first printed. Here's the thing. And I believe it was banned in 2014-ish. So it has a tendency to create fully locked down board states and ends games early in a remarkably unsatisfying way. Braids removes resources aggressively, meaning players are unable to keep the resources needed to remove it. First banned as Commander in 2009. When Banned as a Commander was removed in 2014, Braids was moved to the general banned list. And I believe also Kakusho the Evening Star used to be in this category as well, and now it's currently legal in the format. So that's the reasoning for Braids. Braids, as a commander, you play it, you ramp it out, and you just stacks everybody starting on like turn 2 or 3, and it's just kind of a non-game. Not very fun. I get why they banned it as a commander, but overall, like they did it to simplify the banned list so that players were not constantly looking around saying what's banned, what's not banned. There's 2 lists, what's going on here? So that's kind of the reasoning for it. And so let's just scroll down a little bit. Emrakul. Game warping abilities, high cost, tendency to effectively win games without explicitly ending them. Emrakul's banned due to overwhelming outcry from community. Ram it quickly was the most common, least interesting way to win. This one I'd be fine. I mean, this could just be straight up unbanned, I think, but at the very least, banned as a commander, I guess. But I mean, I don't think people even play this as a commander. 15 mana, colorless. I don't think that's even a problem. This should just be totally unbanned. So going to Arayo, Soratami Ascendant, this is probably my least favorite card of all of these. And this is a 2-mana flyer. Whenever the 4th spell of a turn is played, flip it, and then counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn when it flips. So you cantrip a bunch, you flip it, and then it's just terrible. Like it's hard to get around it. So when played as a commander, Arayo leads decks that cast and flip her early, leading to games where even targeted removal is often ineffective. Worse, a flipped Arayo does not always send a strong signal to newer players that the game is essentially over. The natural result is a play pattern that is nearly always one-sided and oppressive. Because, yeah, if you build your deck in a way that plays around Arayo, you have protection for the card in addition to itself. So your opponents will need multiple removal spells to get rid of an enchantment, by the way. It's not a creature at that point. And so they'll need multiple enchantment removal spells and or wraths to get rid of it all in the same turn. Otherwise, it's countered. So that's kind of the issue with that card. Although they could play like a dud spell and then play enchantment removal second spell. They could do that, but you're blue, you can counter it. You're fine. So yeah, Arayo I think is I'd ban that as a commander for sure. In the 99, it's also not very fun, but we'll see. Golos, this is interesting. So this is kind of the one where I would say if they brought back banned as a commander, Golos should, in my opinion, be banned as a commander, but perhaps allowed in the 99. Because the issue with Golos is that it's the greatest in the low to middle power tiers where we focus the ban list. It's simply a better choice of leader for all but the most commander-centric decks. Its presence crushes the kind of diversity in commander choice which we want to promote. And this I actually fully agree with. Golos itself is not like necessarily the strongest card ever. It's not stacks. It doesn't stop people from winning the game. But looking at the card, it's colorless to cast. It gets you any land onto the battlefield when you cast it. And then it has this 5-mana ability, and you can, flip cards off and pay them. And so you should just, like, if you're building any deck, just think about it for a second. Golos is probably better than most commanders for most decks. Because you have access to 5 colors. That's why it's better. So you play it, you get your best land, and then you have 5 colors in whatever strategy you want to play. You have the best cards in Magic in any strategy. So Golos as a commander is a problem. I totally agree with banning it as a commander. However, in the 99... I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be fine in the 99 in 5-color decks. That's no problem with that. Gristlebrand, typical play pattern involves cheating into the battlefield early to draw overwhelming number of cards. So as a commander, I don't think this is necessarily too bad because from the command zone, you'd have to cast it, hard cast for 8 mana. You have Cobalt Coffers and cards like that, but it's harder to reanimate and cheat it from the command zone. So this one I think would be probably fine. Just overall. Well, not overall. This one probably should stay maybe stay banned just because people cheat it, but we'll see about that. Iona, not a very fun card. It never be played as a commander, I don't think, so I don't think this would be on the banned as a commander list. Leovold, Emissary of Trest. This should, in my opinion, be stay as a banned as a commander if they brought back that list, because it creates an environment of asymmetric resource denial in the early game, similar to Arayo. Its second ability protects itself and other resource denial pieces in play, and its first ability easily combines with several other cards to strip opponents' hands. So you play wheel effects like not Windfall, and then you just strip people's hands and you win like that. It's kind of like a Hull Breacher style card. And so let's go back to EDH Rec really quick. So top commanders on EDH Rec. So here we go. Top commanders. Should have had this pulled up. Here we go. Would I ban any of these as a commander? And actually, surprisingly, the answer is yes. I would ban Yuriko Tiger Shadow as a commander if we brought the list into commander. This card was not printed correctly. Commander Ninjutsu should have increased in cost each time you cast her. However, it does not. So she's essentially, you can never get rid of Yuriko for very long. Like, you have to kill their tiny creatures and constantly destroy everything. And it's very unfun. Yuriko as a commander should probably be banned, in my opinion. That's like the one I would pick for sure. A lot of people really dislike Joda, but Joda's very popular. Question mark on that one. I think mostly for me, it's just Yuriko as a commander I would pick if I could pick one thing. The rest of them are, there's some pretty annoying commanders on here, but yeah, Yuriko is really head and shoulders above everything else. Urza, Lord High Artificer, maybe, I don't know. Sithis just because it's easy mode, like, it's not overly strong. Well, it is overly strong, but it's not like egregious. Just because, like, make players build a real Enchantress deck, like just make people experiment rather than play Sithis. I built a Sithis deck and it's silliness. It's not even, you don't use any skill or anything for that. Kinnan, very strong in CDH, not CDH channel, but I don't know if people would want that one banned or not. That's just the talk of some of these discussions. Najeela actually is interesting. Another CEDH card, banned as commander, maybe. I don't know. They also admitted they made a mistake on printing Najeela with the text as it was written because you can essentially infinite with her. And so, yeah, I think most of these are probably not too bad. I'm scrolling down. I don't see anything that I would immediately ban. Maybe Voya. Yeah, people dislike that one. Board 3 is pretty crazy on that, but as a commander, here we go. This is what I meant to say. Turgrid, God of Fright. This, I'd straight up probably ban this, but banned as a commander, if we brought that back, this would solve the Turgrid problem because you could still put it in your deck, but it'd be much harder to build around it. You'd have to get it in play from your deck and so on and so forth. So Turgrid and Yuriko are my 2 picks for banned as a commander to add to that list. The rest of these, honestly, not too bad compared to those 2. So, yes, going back to this list here. So we have lastly, we have Raphaelos, first printed in 1999, banned 2014 as a commander. Rafellos is unique in its ability to consistently provide access to 6 mana on turn 3 as a commander, regardless of which cards are played in the rest of the deck. This card is banned for turning too much too fast with minimal deck building restrictions. This one's interesting. I'd be curious to see how it plays out as a commander. So maybe like just give it like a trial run, unban it, and see what happens. But yeah, I mean, Forest, Rafellos, Forest, and then he taps for 3. You have 3 Forest, 6 mana, turn 3. That's pretty good. That's like really strong. You are in mono green, so I don't know. What do you guys think of the comments about Rafellos? That one's interesting to me. Reddit here, I pulled this up earlier. This is bringing it all back to Nadu. So Nadu is kind of the big problem right now. It's the boogeyman right now. And on Reddit, they said Nadu is the perfect opportunity to bring back banned as a commander list. And it's fine in the 99. It can actually be permanently removed from the board. It's too strong as a commander and slows the game down too much when it can just be replayed each turn. And so let's demonstrate that here with the commentary
Next
on Pro Tour right here. So as you can see, this is 40 seconds of the player just quickly Naduing and just churning through their deck.
Who could ever beat this thing?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's not deterministic. It takes forever, slows down the game. And this is a pro player. This guy really knows what he's doing. But imagine doing this for the average player. They would not be doing that this quickly.
That's a land.
And so this is a very interesting discussion on Reddit. Sorry, I'm kind of talking over the guy. But the discussion here is not about outright banning Nadu, but just bringing it as the banned as a commander list. I think earlier on, Sheldon and the rest of the RC said that they did not want to confuse players with unwieldy multiple ban lists, banned as commander plus regular ban list, and so they just have the single ban list with certain cards just, they fall through the cracks. Sorry, Braids. Hashtag free Braids. Everybody wants to free Braids. Yeah, I don't want to face this as a commander. As 99, fine. It's going to go on a stack, but as a commander, no thank you. But yeah, the comments on Reddit are interesting. So first of all, maybe the rules committee should remove their heads from their asses to do something productive. I made a video about this a while back with the Office meme. So what do you say you do here, to the rules committee? Because they haven't banned anything in quite a while. So 2021 is the last ban they had, going by the ban list history. And this is actually kind of interesting to look at the history overall, because the format was created in 94, then 96, and back then it was like not even the same thing. It was Highlander, Elder Dragon, Legend Wars, then 2002. They really started to get it fleshed out. They had the first like kind of big ban list was 2005, where they banned a bunch of power cards. They banned a Panoptic Mirror, Sway of the Stars, that type of thing. Shahrazad, this is funny. They banned. So banned is on the left, unbanned on the right. They banned Crucible of Worlds early, presumably for the strip mine locks and stuff like that. But yeah, going up here, Rafellos banned as a commander in 2007. Heartless Hidetsugu was banned as a commander. Kervik the Merciless, Niv Mizzet the Firemind, all banned as commander. Then they were unbanned the same year, I think. See, this is kind of what I want to see a little bit. Maybe not this quickly, because this is a little bit too in flux. But you can see here in 2006, the Rules Committee, they banned 3 cards, and then they unbanned them. That's doing something. That's showing that they're doing something. Now, maybe not do it that hastily, because nowadays, social media, the markets would go crazy. Card prices would fluctuate too high. People would accuse the Rules Committee of, fraud or whatever. And so maybe not quite that crazy, but I do want to see them try something. So as you can see, Kakusho was banned early. A whole bunch of other stuff. Braids was banned in 2009, as we mentioned. And so on and so forth. There's a bunch of cards, and here's the whole list. Like the banned as a commander, I think now it might work as an idea. It would allow them to ban some of my least favorite cards, Yuriko and Turgrid. And then, we could unban some cards too. I think we could unban Emrakul. We could unban, what else? Maybe Rafellos, just to give it a trial period. Although this is reserve list. That's a whole other video. I think reserve list should not be allowed in Commander, but that's just, okay, that's a hot take. Maybe I should make a video on that. But Yeah, Emrakul I think I would unban. Golos in the 99. Braids in the 99. Hashtag free braids. Those 3 for sure I would unban. I think the rest I might leave banned. And then I would ban Yuriko as a commander and Turgid as a commander. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? Should banned as a commander come back into the limelight? Should the rules committee do something? Because what's going to happen, I think, is that Nadu, it might just get fully banned from commander. I don't know how long it might take them to do that, and they might do it because this is a new card. It's not yet $40 like Rhystic Study. It's not $100 like Jeweled Lotus or Mana Crypt, which is $200. So this card is like kind of fair game for them to ban at this point because, they do a little bit run afoul of Wizards in terms of selling packs. Modern Horizons 3, so I can see why they don't want to do that. And then sidebar, I know the rules committee has mentioned that they get they get some crazy fans threatening them if they ban cards. So I can see why they're not too happy to ban cards right away because it's potentially problematic. So it's an issue for them getting harassed. So unbanned and banned as commander I think is a good idea. What do you guys think in the comments? And remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.